Hi guys, it's a new weekend and I want to greet you. Happy New Month. I wish everyone a peaceful month ahead of us. The market is going to favor us all. Yes, as usual, this is the voice of TRADEWITHWORLDBANK, and then we're going to be looking at a weekly recap of what happened last week and what we should be expecting for next week. You understand? So as I always do, I always drop what we should be expecting for the week and probably some weeks to come to. Okay, definitely as usual we're looking at euro chf, euro usd, and then gbp, jpy. Okay, so now let's start with euro chf. Last week, yeah, we stopped around this side last week and I said we're expecting market to sell from this supply zone, and as you can see, it's beautifully sold off. So let me reference that because I like confirming something. Decide to refine the zone and look for selling opportunities around this supply zone here. Yeah, so as you can see clearly, it's where we're expecting to take the supply zone, and then market was dropped. How many pips now? That's very, very crazy. Like, I always say this: if you follow my analysis on this YouTube channel, at least you would always be guided, and then you always know zones to draw out or zones to use. It dropped almost 183 pips, almost 200 pips, as you can see clearly. Personally, I don't trade this pair, so I didn't take this trade. I didn't take this trade. So let's go back in time. Just so unfortunate, my replay is not working, but let me pause this video. Yeah, I wasn't able to get the replay, but let's just enter 5 minutes time frame to check for confirmation entries exactly on that zone. Yeah, so now we're expecting to tap into the point of interest, right? Expecting to tap into the POI, which it has done beautifully well, and then we're waiting for a break of structure. So definitely we have a break of structure over here. Yeah, so this can be your point of entry. That'll be your point of entry, and your stop loss will be above this week, right? Okay, what I just do. Your stop loss is going to be above the week, right? So let's see how it's played out nicely. So as you can see, this was hindsight, even though we didn't use our replay tool, as you can see, and then stop loss would be above the week, 4.9 pips SL, and you can see how it dropped massively. You can see how it dropped massively. So 4.9 pips to gain almost 200 pips. So all these movements happened in the midnight. So definitely you'd have lost profit and then you'll be asleep. Then when you wake up in the morning, you get that result. So you can see very, very clean. So like I said, if you follow my analysis, at least you will get some things out of this market. Okay, you get some profits out of this market. Now for next week, which is the week to come, what would I be expecting on Euro CHF? Definitely, we are still bearish on the weekly time frame. As you can see, there is no support or demand zone to push this market to the upside, though we still have some levels over here. Still have some levels over there, and market has not tapped into that level fully. So that is the only level we are looking at right now. And then if market breaks that level, only God knows where this will head. You can see there's free traffic to the left, traffic to the left. So let's just hope that level or that zone is going to hold. Once that zone holds, then we can look for buying opportunities when this turns aggressively bullish. You understand? But still, I'm still what very, very bearish on this pair. And yeah, moving to the 4-hour time frame again, I have some supply zones on this. Yeah, over there, because we had this beautiful break of structure. That beautiful break of structure, and I'll take that as my supply zone. Nothing hard, nothing so hard like that. So I can then refine it in my 1 hour time frame, right? So I'll take that as my supply zone, which has even been mitigated already, right? That's been mitigated already. So over here, I think markets closed. Okay. The market closed everything over here. Now, what do I want to see here? We had this change of character, 1 hour change of character here. Yeah, we had this beautiful change of character, and I'll be expecting markets to react from this demand zone. No, don't forget, we have a zone over there on the weekly time frame. So let's refine on the daily. Okay, it's still there. So the market has not tapped into the zone, but still, nonetheless, I'll go with this change of character. Market might be reacting off that weekly demand zone. I don't know. I can't say yet. We had this, liquidity grab over here, grabbing liquidity, causing what? Causing a change of character. It's getting this supply zone. Now we have a bunch of liquidity over here too. Sorry, we have a bunch of liquidity over there, but nonetheless, that doesn't mean this zone is going to hold. But what can make this zone hold? I'm going to explain now. Liquidity below, rather. Now, remember we've hit a supply zone over here, and then either we got an entry or not. Markets closed over here, so I might not take this trade. That's why I'm not going down to the 5 minutes to explain. Okay, now what I'm going to be looking for over here is a mitigation, and then I want to see probably a liquidity grab and then a break of structure for confirming this entry. Okay, that is what I want to see on this demand level to confirm that this zone is going to hold, or else if it breaks this zone, not giving us liquidity grab. Now, some people might confuse liquidity grab for break of structure like this, maybe liquidity grab, then break of structure, and those likes, you understand. But for me now, if I see a breakout from this zone and then market is closing below this zone, market is creating the highs below this zone or almost inside this zone, then I might take this trend as a bearish trend, and I'll take off my supply zone somewhere here. So this is what I'm expecting once I see a breakout, not a liquidity grab. Liquidity grab is, once it's entered this zone, once it breaks this zone, it enters it immediately, sharply. I know you guys understand what I'm talking about when it comes to liquidity grab. But for the entry, I'll just maybe a liquidity grab, breaking structure, and then confirmation, you understand. But once I see a breakout, no liquidity grab, and it's creating a high somewhere here, then what happens next? I'll be taking my supply zones either from here or probably any zone that gives me a supply zone from anywhere like that break structure, you understand. But for now, I want to work with this flow here. I want to work with what is inside this range. Okay, remember we have a weekly demand level that market might react from, you understand. So I want to see more reactions on that zone, and for Euro CHF I just want to get confirmations here, or else I'll continue looking for sales whenever this zone breaks out. I believe I'm clear on that. Now let's move to the next pair, which is Euro USD. So Euro USD, okay, I think I made a little analysis here for someone. Yeah, one of my students. So Euro USD, I remember this clearly. Liquidity was above us. Sorry, liquidity was below our demand zone. Liquidity above, sorry. Liquidity was below this supply zone, my bad. Supply zone, and then I was expecting what you can see. So at least we got in almost like 20 pips, you can see. So it's still almost the same thing, but nonetheless, the predictions were almost accurate. So for next week, still very bearish. Euro USD. Let's go to the daily. Let's go to the 4 hours. I'm not really seeing anything beautiful on the daily. That's why I left there. So that's the only zone that caused the break of structure. I wouldn't like to say this is a break of structure. Now you can see this is like liquidity grab. You can see what I was talking about. I want to see a break of structure, not a breakout and a sharp movement inside. You can see. So I want to take this as a break of structure, and then I won't take this as what? As my supply zone. You understand? So this is still the only valid supply zone because it broke multiple structures to the left. Now let me enter the 1 hour time frame. Same thing on 1 hour time frame, more like liquidity grab, trying to enter this supply zone. So for me, this is the supply zone I'll be working with for next week. Yeah, for next week. And we have another supply zone over here. And I'll be expecting sales from these zones. Definitely I'll be looking for confirmation inside those zones. Now, this Euro USD is giving us something like Euro CHF. So it might be telling us that zone on Euro CHF might not work. You understand? So this one has is like it has moved ahead. So let me label it and then you see what I'm talking about. Yeah, so how is this different from what I have on Euro CHF? So you can see just a little bit difference, you understand? So nonetheless, this one didn't break structure. Remember, like liquidity grab. So I'll be looking for my entries here. Remember, it's a liquidity grab. On the 4 hour is clear. Even on the 1 hour, it's a little bit clear on the 1 hour also. So liquidity below. We'll be looking for my entries over here. But these buys are going to be what? Short-term buys. You shouldn't think of buying and holding for a very long time. Even the buys might not be so sharp like that. They might be very sluggish to this point of interest. But nonetheless, we are looking at what? These two zones to sell from. Okay. Hadn't been I got a clear break of structure over here, I'd have used this as my supply zone. But nonetheless, if I get a break of structure during the week, then this will be my what? Supply zone. Okay. So if none of these supply zones hold, once you get break of structures outside these zones for next week, you should use what's the new supply zones that will be formed, just like I explained on Euro CHF. So they look almost alike, and that is what we want to work with. Okay. The next pair is going to be GBP JPY. Yeah, so played out very nice. Everything played out very nice. Yeah, all the demand zones, all the supply zones, as you can see. So let's quickly go back to the videos to reference them and see how we got all these supply zones and then even these demand zones. And the likes. But still market hasn't mitigated anything on that so far. So this might be a change of trend. I don't know yet. There's also a supply zone over here, which market is reacting actively to, you understand? The market was reacting to this first supply zone while I was making the video, dropped a little bit, mitigated the demand here, and then pushed to the next supply zone. So yeah, I'm looking at these two zones for sales into these demand zones to buy. Okay, so that is what I'm expecting. I'm expecting sales to buy. Remember, daily is bullish, 4 hours is bullish, even the 1 hour. Now take a look at the 1 hour here. The 1 hour we have okay. We had supply zones which we were expecting to tap to give us selling opportunities into this 1 hour demand zone and this 1 hour demand zone. But unfortunately, this one held a little bit and sold again. This one also sold. I won't be looking at this because all this happened during the Asian session, right? So I wouldn't take that because I wouldn't be trading that definitely. I'll be looking at this second supply zone. Okay, so let's look for our entries, which is going to be the 5 minutes entry, just for the sake of this video. So let's go into the 5 minutes time frame. Let me delete everything I have here. Remember, this is the 1 hour supply zone. Let's block that. Yeah, so let's wait. This is the 1 hour supply zone, right? So let's see. Now market tapped into the zone nicely. This is not a break of structure. This is more like a liquidity grab. You can see went back into the zone, but we had a liquidity grab over here. Remember, we're looking to sell, so I'll just be looking for selling opportunities only. Liquidity above that liquidity grab. Then there's a liquidity grab again, but nonetheless, I wouldn't look at that. I'm waiting for a break of structure to the downside. Right. No break of structure yet until this. Okay. So this is my supply zone here, that white line. And then my stop loss should be above here, right? This is the zone that broke structure. And then if market doesn't obey this zone, it should obey this zone at my stop loss. And then that will be my second entry. And then my second entry stop loss would be above. So first entry, second entry, first entry stop loss, second entry stop loss. So let's see how markets reacted to that. And then we had another break of structure over here. That one came out so fast already. And then this was the demand, right? The supply. Yeah. So that is another entry over there. So another break of structure again, supply zone over here. Yeah. So that is how market played out. We had a lot of zones and levels to work with. Only this one played out nicely. So if you are drawn your supply over there, stop loss above, sell limits, yes, that, and then you have gotten in nicely, right? Almost 100 pips, and still dropped more if you're the type of person that holds. Yeah. Okay, so our target was here, and then it is the target sluggishly because the trend was not a bullish trend. This is what I was trying to explain earlier. When the trend is not, when you're not trading the trend, you might make profit, but it's going to take a longer time. Unlike this one, as you can see now, markets entered the zone because it was an uptrend. So let's go back to check the trend. As you can see, daily very bullish. 4 hour also, you can see very bullish. So entering the 1 hour time frame, it is not going to give us any problem. It would spike at entry immediately. So that was what happened here. But taking the sales, it was very, very sluggish. That I was trying to explain over here on Euro CHF, right? That we might take some buys. Was it Euro CHF or Euro USD? We might take some buys, but it's going to be very, very sluggish. Okay. So that's just disadvantage of trading against the trend. Not like it's bad. If you know how to trade it, know how to wait for confirmation entries, then there's no problem. You can go for it. Then you can see this is a demand zone sharp. I don't even think this will give any entry on any time frame because the trend was bullish. So any bullish aggressive, any bullish demand zone or any demand zone rather to spike aggressively. So there was no mitigation back into the 5 minutes time frame. So join together on GBP JPY 200 pips and Euro CHF almost 200 pips. That's like 300 pips from last week alone. So if you have been following my analysis, you wouldn't get the wrong side of the coin every time. Now, what am I expecting on GBP JPY for next week? You can see the bears are very, very slow. So that means the market is not so bearish. So I'm expecting a breakout from here. I don't really have anything here, but now that we have the BS coming in place, I have my supply zone over there, and I have a new supply zone over here also. So you can see now the flow of orders has passed from what's bullish now to bearish. Now let's check the 4-hour time frame. Okay, it's this 4-hour point of interest, then it's this second 4-hour point of interest. So now I think market is ready to go what? To go down. You understand? Because the first aggressive move was from here, gave us change of character, then now break of structure, and now it wants to continue with the break of structures. So let's go back to the weekly. Though the weekly still looks very, very bullish, but nonetheless, you know, the weekly won't move immediately, but we have to follow what is inside the time frames we use to trade. So I'm seeing something bearish on 4-hour, and then my 4-hour supply zones are here. I also have 1-hour supply zones also. Definitely, I'm going to be following okay, so we're 21 minutes up. I'm going to be following the order flow on this smaller time frame. Okay, I think that will be all on GBP JPY. Almost 300 pips on just 2 pairs, even if it's not more than that. So yes, I'm expecting sales from one of these zones too. Expecting sales from here up here. Okay, took some trades. Okay, I was checking something on BTC, and then it's playing out fine. And lastly, we're going to be looking at volatility index as usual. We always look at volatility 75, right? And 75 oneness. $75 oneness and 75. My analysis didn't save. So bad. I can't even remember where we stopped now. But nonetheless, why is this not saving? I wish this thing saved. So nonetheless, we had a mitigation over here, which caused a sell. I wanted to take a sell here, but I deleted my order because I saw another point of interest over here. If not, it would have been a sniper entry trade. So we are still very, very bearish on this. Going down, getting, but it might not come to mitigate here, but let's still see. While market is selling, you can look for more supply zones to work with. That is all I have to say on this pair because it's far away from our point of interest. On volatility index, I don't do multi-time frame. I only follow the order flow on 1 hour. So let's move to volatility 75 index. Okay. Also, that one didn't save, unfortunately. Yeah, I would have loved to take a sell over here, but let's still see. The confirmation has to be extra because now market is fucking bullish, at least from here, broke structure over here and over here. So it'd be dangerous to just sell immediately. So let's look for opportunities to go short. I don't trade this. Just crash 1000. And I think I added 75 oneness recently. So that was why I mentioned something like taking a trade on 75 oneness. So after mitigating this demand, we had more demand levels. Yeah. Now let's enter 5 minutes time frame or 15 minutes. Let's use 5 minutes. Okay. We had a nice break of structure over here. and it's mitigated it nicely, right? So now we have another break of structure over here, and market is what trying to get it. So you can look for selling opportunities over there. Should I take the sell? Yeah. So now we have like the change of character and then the break of structure. Let me just take the sell. It's not part of the trading plan. I'm breaking this plan, but it's looking interesting. Let me add it to my page because I don't trade this. Actually, I don't trade this, but let me just break my trading plan for today. Yeah, let me sell. What's going on? Sell. Yeah, then stop loss should be where? Stop loss is above 6.8. 4899 points. What's yeah, so it has uploaded. I'll share you the progress on my Instagram. I just hope this doesn't hit my stop loss. If not, it will make me regret trading against my plan. But nonetheless, I'm fine with the risk, so I don't have any issues with that. I think that will be all on um that will be all on volatility 75 index. But nonetheless, if I still get more entries, more confirmation entries, I'm going to definitely take the sell again. But it doesn't look, let's go to the 15 time frame. It doesn't look sweet to sell actually. I was just trying to follow the flow of orders on 10 minutes, on 5 minutes. So 15 minutes is giving us a break of structure. Nice. Let's see. Yeah, I think you guys have learned a thing or two in my video today. I hope you guys, would also take trades alongside the analysis as I'm making them. That will be all for now. If you are new to this channel, make sure to click on the subscribe button. Also turn on the notification icon so you can get notified when I drop beautiful contents like this. Give me a comment in the comment section. Let me know if you have any problem or questions, and then if you want to join my mentorship, it's 200 USD as usual. I think that will be all for now. Peace, guys. I'm out.